everybody, and welcome to Bay Pass. It's early in the season, it's fall outside, and that means only one thing. That's Bay Pass football with Coach Giampa here, and we are super excited to start talking about our fall sports and not only football, but everything else that we have going on. It's an opportunity for us to showcase our kids, showcase our coaches. And one thing we did last year that we really liked was having these previews before the big games. And we're going to take our time to do it with everybody. But we're starting off this year with Coach Giampa and our football team. Coach, great to see you, man. Let's talk a little bit about the team this year. How are things going? And welcome back to a new season.
Yeah, thanks for having me. No, we're excited. Football is fun. It's the best part of my year, so it's excited to be around the guys. We see them all off season, obviously, but having them together and not having other distractions and being ready to play football and joined for the common purpose. That's always the exciting thing. And watching kids grow from year to year is always a nice byproduct of what we get to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, each year is a new season. It's a new opportunity. It's one thing I love about high school. We close a book in June and come back in September with a brand new group of kids. But our mission always remains the same. We strive for excellence. We try to put kids in the best position to be successful within the programs that we have. And your football program has really grown leaps and bounds. And last year, coming off of a state vocational championship, a really strong record. And you guys competed every single game and did really, really well. This year, you've got the seeds are set to do the same, if not more. So let's talk a little bit about that. And let's come right out. Let's talk a little bit about expectations for this coming year. And right before that, let's talk about your preseason. That's where it all started, man. That's when the juices flow.
Yeah, we had a great summer. We do lifting every summer. We start lifting right after the end of last season, and we go all the way through until our first camp, which is in the middle of August. And so we've been lifting during the school year. It's 3 times a week right after school. And then during the summer, it gets a little bit more challenging. We change it up to the morning. And this year was exciting. We have a really strong leadership group that also works quite a bit in the summer. All of our kids work, and that's really important to them too. So we want to make it as easy as possible for them. So we started lifting this summer at 5 a.m. We had a good group show up then, and then we had another session at 6:30 in the morning, where the younger kids, the kids who aren't working yet, they came to that. So this was the first summer we had 2 groups of lifting in the summer. Those were really well attended, and then we rolled right into the preseason, which is in my opinion the best way to do it. Is you're staying in contact with the kids. You can deal with issues as they come up instead of waiting until the first day of practice, and then you have to deal with everything then. It's better when I think it's better when you can see the kids all summer, work with the kids all summer, give the kids goals and things to achieve and work for, and the kids get to work together, and that's exciting. They're after baseball season ends, we have a lot of multi-sport athletes on the team. After the baseball and basketball season ends, the kids all come together and they can kind of focus on football and being a team again and working together. And so, yeah, we've been together it's a 12-month sport. And so we've been together this whole time and finally getting the pads on and seeing the kids come together is exciting.
I love that you talked about multiple sports that these kids play and coming back to football. The common denominator is we want kids to be in programs. We want them to expand their capacity as students, but also as athletes. And that's what this does. But I'll tell you what speaks tributes to what you're doing, the sheer numbers of individuals you have on your football roster this year. When you see programs with 90 plus kids and you see the energy and the will to want to be part of the program, that to me speaks volumes of what you're creating. So talk a little bit about the numbers, talk about your coaching staff, talk about, what your goals are for this upcoming year. You got big shoes to fill. Last year was a great season, but I know being a past coach that every year has this new set of challenges, but also that comes with a new set of opportunities.
Yeah, we have over 90 kids enrolled in the program. We have another strong freshman class, which is, for me being up here, that's kind of the most nerve-wracking part of every season is to see what the freshman class is going to look like and see, kind of the numbers there. And I think we're in the high 20s or low 30s again, which is great. But that's a really important developmental piece of it. And Coach Mungeon and Coach H do a great job with those guys down there, making sure that they're, coming to work together. Because we don't have, we have all the towns that we serve. I can't go to every Pop Warner practice and make sure that, there's a streamlined process for them to just come in and be excited about playing here. And it can be frustrating for the young kids too, because, they grow up in their respective towns and they, envision themselves playing for a certain school, and then they make a change and decide to come here, which is great. And it's a little bit of a transition for them. But again, when we talk to the freshmen, we tell them it's a great opportunity. They're here early. They're here before the rest of the school body is here. They get to meet their friends earlier. They get to make relationships in a setting that's comfortable for them. They're athletes. They know how to play football. They get to meet, other kids who have similar interests, and it's a low stakes thing for them. They're just making friends and getting acclimated to everything, so that when they show up at school, they already have 2-3 weeks of experience in the system and in our school. So they're already, they're friends with each other, and hopefully that transition, because it is a lot. It's a lot to come to a new school. It's a lot to, going from a strictly academic setting to the academic and vocational setting. It's a lot. So I like to think of it as an opportunity for them to kind of get their feet wet before they have to, start the schooling. And then with the sophomores, juniors, and seniors, we didn't have a lot of drop off. We were able to retain a lot of kids. That's something that's, can be a struggle at a vocational school, because again, the tremendous opportunities that we offer our students, some of them have the opportunity to work and not working at small jobs, working in the jobs that they are passionate about, and have an opportunity to take their skills from a vocational classroom to a real setting and make real money. So the fact that they were able to retain so many kids and keep kids, engaged in football is a great thing.
Well, I tell you, you talk about systems of success, and what you're teaching kids is about bringing out the best inside each and every athlete that you have, and that kind of brings them back. That's a draw, and success breeds success. And once again, last year you guys did achieve a lot of your goals, and you did a really good job. So let's talk a little bit about this year and some of the key players you have coming back. You mentioned a moment ago, you have a lot of returning upper class athletes. That's a luxury from a coach's viewpoint, because you've got these individuals who understand the system that's in play. Now it's about elevating and building, going to that next level. So let's talk about that. Some of the key players that you have and what those expectations are for those kids to lead this team.
Yeah, our expectations are always the same, and that's just to have the best day that we've ever had on whatever day that we have. We're not worried about, we don't really talk about last year, because that was a completely different team. Even though we have a lot of kids back, we're hoping that the kids that, year to year, you're a different kid than you were last year. So we don't spend a lot of time talking too much about what's happened in the past, because those aren't our accomplishments anymore. Those are accomplishments for a different group of people. I was a different coach. The kids were different players. And on Friday, the scoreboard starts out 0-0, and our record 0-0, just like every other team. So, we just focus on having the best practice each day. But it is a luxury, because we can go a little bit faster in terms of what we install and what we put in and how we are able to do certain things. We don't need to spend as much time, although we do. I mean, we treat every year like it's none of these kids have ever done anything before. So we make sure that the fundamentals are where they need to be, and we make sure we can execute our base plays. And there'll be hiccups even with kids who have done it before, and playing good opponents will do that to you. So there'll be hiccups, but they have the experience of playing, so that part of it is a benefit. So we just focus on putting the past in the past. We don't talk about it much. We have a completely new team. We have a great like I said, we had a great leadership group that is hungry, that wants to succeed and continue to succeed, and they kind of drive the ship on that, where we're just focused on having the best. Like today, we're focused on having the best Wednesday practice that we've ever had. Each drill, being the best player in that drill, being the best player on the team, from everything from stretching to the individual drills to the group drills to the team drills, special team drills, everything that we do, we just want to be the best that we've ever done. And if you have that mentality, it kind of, the rest of it falls into place.
I absolutely love that. And again, you take care of what you have to do each and every day. It takes care of the bigger picture at the end. Wins and losses take care of themselves. Your preparation, your laser focus to your preparation is the key to success. And there's no doubt about that. But again, let's just take a second and talk about some of your returning players. I think it's important. You've got a solid nucleus. And, I know that everybody is always in the limelight in football because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happens, whether you're on the line or, something of that nature. You don't always get the same notoriety, but every person counts. But from your leadership standpoint, who are the kids you're looking for leadership this year?
Well, we have like I said, we have a great group of captains. We have Matt Chatterton, Chase Davis, Dom Schaff, Caden Brochu, and Logan Laterno. Those kids have been really good leaders, and they're all leaders in different ways, which is exciting. Some of them are very vocal, very detail oriented, will stop what they're doing and help a younger kid out, or make sure that a drill is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And some of them are quieter and more reserved, and they lead through what they do. They might not be as vocal, but they're kind of beacons where other kids can look at them and see how is he doing this drill, or if we're screwing something up, they'll jump in and they'll take the rep so that the other kids can see, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. And that, from a coach's standpoint, that helps all the time, because sometimes the way I explain something or another coach explains something might not be the best way to reach that kid, but watching somebody who's maybe 2 years older than you, or 1 year, or maybe a kid who went through the same struggle 2 years ago, can show you, hey, I screwed that up too. All you got to do is this. And we've seen that in practice where, someone like Chase Davis will pull a linebacker aside and say, hey, all you got to do is this. Because as a coach, you get lost sometimes in the details, and then the kids can say, you don't have to, he just said a lot, but all you got to worry about is doing this. And then the kids, it means a little bit more too, coming from somebody on your team. So those 5 have been great leaders for us. But we have a lot of kids like that. We have a lot of really good leaders. Jameson Burke does a great job. Hunter Davis does a great job. Brady Marcoux does. I'm leaving kids out because there's too many.
They're all great kids. And they're great.
Yeah, they're great kids. They're good role models for our younger kids, and how to practice, and the stuff that matters to us, like how to practice, how to conduct yourself in practice. Taking care of the locker room, taking care of your own equipment, like all that stuff. There's a good group of kids for the younger guys to look up to and see how they should be doing things.
Yeah. So hey, let's switch gears. Friday Night Lights coming up, opening game. You're on the road against Auburn, a perennial powerhouse. They're a great program. I think it's outstanding that we're stretching to be able to play some of the stronger teams in the area. I think it's fantastic. What are your thoughts? It's always exciting. As a building principal, that is, to me, that's fun stuff, not only for the kids but for the community.
Yeah, we're excited about the opportunity to compete against a really good team. I don't know if anybody has as much respect for that program as I do. I've got to see it in a number of different capacities. They do everything well, and if we want to compete against good teams, then we have to compete against good teams. So they're a good team, and we're excited about the opportunity to compete against them.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, right, on Friday night?
7 o'clock, yep. Friday night at Auburn.
That's awesome. So again, folks, if you're out there, get on the ship, get on the bandwagon, come on out, support our kids. Obviously, they want you in the stands. They want you having fun. They want you enjoying the work, what goes on each and every day. And that's what school's all about. The football program, or any fall sports, or any sports program we have, is an extension of the classroom. It's an extension of our vision and our mission statement to help improve capacity of building our kids to something that they never thought they could be. And football does that, Coach Giampa. And thank you so much for that. Any parting words for Friday night, man? I'm excited. I got my hat. I'll be standing there. Here we go. Let's go. Come on.
All right. We're just excited to compete. So we're excited that the preseason's finally over and we're ready to go.
They love to hear that. I'll tell you what, we're going to wrap up. I think you have class starting pretty soon, but there it is right there. Coach Giampa, thank you very much. Hey, get a chance. Friday night, 7 o'clock. Join us at Bay Pass versus Auburn. Have a great day, everybody.